if you could stop doing one task in your business that is holding your business back, what would that be? Because today I was chatting with someone and she was telling me, but Francesca, I love, doing my admin. I love doing this and I love do that. And I get it. I love cooking. I do love cooking. But usually when I do cooking, I also put on weight because I cook lasagna and I cook pizza and I cook all the things that come natural to me because I'm Italian. Doesn't mean that cooking, even if I love it, is the right thing for me. So the actual time that I was the healthiest in my life is when I had a full-time chef, delegated that. And yes, I will still cook once a couple of weeks or once a month, and I'll still get my, Italian style things out. But most of the time I was eating healthy. And so sometimes in business is the same. Doesn't mean that you love it, you should do it. What does the business need you to focus on? And sometimes it's hard to admit it, right? It doesn't mean that we have to let go of everything, but we might need to start to let go of some things.
This is the Business Owners Smashing It Online podcast for entrepreneurs and business owners looking for cool online tools, apps and strategies to make business easy online. My name is Nick Cree and I'm your host. Each episode features a guest expert, demystifying the online universe, sharing inspirational ideas and providing tested real-world strategies to help you get the most of what's available online to grow your business today. Don't be a slave to your business, get your business working for you. Subscribe now and get some great content and ideas for you and your business today. All right, well, that brings me to the time of the show where I get to sit back and relax, almost. And we've got our guest presenter here tonight. And of course, for those of you that haven't met Francesca before, she is the reason the show exists. So I went to a program of hers back in 2018, I think it was, and along with Aldwin as well, who's also on the show. And that was where I learned all about how to use Meetup, how to use this thing called social media, how to create a group like this. And this is pre-COVID as well too. So we were meeting physically and COVID hit, of course, and now we're sort of meeting virtually. Sometimes we do some physical things as well too. So the reason why you're here is this woman in the room here is the one that introduced us to how to do this. So thank you, Francesca. So it is pertinent that she's our guest tonight as well too. She is a business strategist. She's a best-selling author, as you've seen. She's got one of her books that we profiled tonight. She also wrote a book called Bums on Seats as well, which was the first book that I read of hers. And that's how to fill a room like this and how to fill physical rooms. So, of course, Francesca's no stranger to that. She runs conferences. She's run events for years and years and years. She is the founder of Empowering Virtual Solution. So she helps businesses to source VAs, but more importantly, trains the business owner how to actually do it and how to work with a good, solid team. So she is on a mission to help CEOs reclaim their time and to become the leader in their business. And she's got a motto there, which is stop doing and start leading. Put your hands together. Welcome to the stage, Francesca Moi.
Thank you, Nick. What an introduction. I love it. Thank you so much for having me. Good to see some familiar faces. Aldwin, good to see you. Thank you so much for joining us. Right, so I want to get straight into it because I know that Nick has been amazing with timing, so I want to make sure that I do the same. But more than happy to do the introduction section. So if you have questions, jump in, unmute, ask away. No problem at all. I love interaction. So let's go straight to it. So today, what we're going to talk about is how to unlock our business efficiency through smart delegation. I actually love delegation because it allowed me to grow my business to not one business, but two businesses to over 1 million. The second business, we did it in 14 months, and we're now going for the 2 million this financial year, which is really exciting. So we want to show people how to do that. And definitely I would not be able to do this without my team. And I always say that, and I always wish that for other people as well. So let's go straight to it. I think that Nick already summarized what I do, so I'm not going to talk much about me. It's more about how can we support you. So I love the brain. And I always say that your business is a 3D printout of your thoughts. I believe that with all my soul. And so one of the things that I ask business owners, and as I said, I would like to do this very interactive. You can either put it in the chat, the answer, or you can tell me whatever you prefer. And so go and tell us, if you could stop doing one task in your business that is holding your business back, what would that be? Because today I was chatting with someone and she was telling me, but Francesca, I love, doing my admin. I love doing this and I love do that. And I get it. I love cooking. I do love cooking. But usually when I do cooking, I also put on weight because I cook lasagna and I cook pizza and I cook all the things that come natural to me because I'm Italian. Doesn't mean that cooking, even if I love it, is the right thing for me. So the actual time that I was the healthiest in my life is when I had a full-time chef, delegated that. And yes, I will still cook once a couple of weeks or once a month, and I'll still get my, Italian style things out. But most of the time I was eating healthy. And so sometimes in business is the same. Doesn't mean that you love it, you should do it. What does the business need you to focus on? And sometimes it's hard to admit it, right? It doesn't mean that we have to let go of everything, but we might need to start to let go of something. So let's have a look in the chat. Tell me, what is the one thing that you're saying, I think that I'm holding the business back by doing this one thing? And for me, definitely was customer service. I'm not that good at it, to be honest. I am not that consistent, and doesn't come naturally for me to nurture people. I'm more like, let's go, get over it. And so I needed a nurturer. I needed someone to really look after our clients. So I had to admit that that's not my strength. So I had to lead my customer service manager, but get out of the way and let them do what they can do better. All right. So Cameron saying emails, all doing creating systems and automation, all doing. I am awful at that. Cameron, emails, forget about it. I've got an EA does that all the time. And thank goodness, because it gives me anxiety to have all those emails there. I'm like, I don't know what to do. So she does all of that. So be clear with yourself and have a self-conversation and talk about, shall I continue doing this? And I also said sometimes to CEO, fire yourself from the position. How many hats are you wearing? And you keep wearing all those hats, fire yourself from that position. If you're doing marketing and you're not good at it, fire yourself. But even if you're doing something that you're good at it, you probably will be able to find an expert that will do it faster, more efficient, and free you up for doing the things that the business needs you to do. Playing with AI tools and teaching me. I love that, Nick. But also I was saying that to Nick before, it's like also sometimes it's good to get back into it and do a little bit of that when the business allows. So we don't want to be completely extremist and be like, yeah, if I love something, I'll stop doing it, because then you're going to, love your passion. You need to still do what you love. So today what we're going to talk about is 4 things. I don't have that much time, so I hope that I have the time to do all of these. So first is understanding who we are, because we cannot add team members to our business if we don't understand our personality and our style of leading. So we're going to talk about that briefly, and then I can actually get one of my team. Dee, if you could prepare for me, please, the business owner quiz. Maybe let's have a look if everybody can do that. Thank you so much. I'm putting Dee in one of my team that she's here to support me, and I didn't tell her that I was going to ask that. So thank you so much, Dee, for helping me. Then number 2, and we're going to talk about identifying your delegation sweet spot. So what does that look like for you? What is micromanaging? What is delegating, and how we can do that? So we're going to talk about that and what you need to delegate. And then we're going to talk about delegating long term. So making sure that you don't just, I have a saying that is, doers don't do what checkers don't check. I'm going to say that again. Doers don't do what checkers don't check. So we cannot just delegate and forget. We need to make sure that we still have a process of checking, not micromanaging, but checking. So every now and again, you need to check. Every now and again, you need to know that someone is watching and someone is checking that this is happening. And if we don't do it, doers don't do what checkers don't check. And I love that phrase because it helps me to understand the difference between micromanaging and leading. We need still to check, and we're talking about that later. And then number 4 is overcoming delegation challenges, which usually are all in our head, by the way. So we're going to go through that. So tell me, which one are you most excited about these four? Are you excited about understanding your own business type? Are you excited about identifying your delegation sweet spot? Or are you excited about how can you delegate long-term and check on things without micromanaging? Or are you excited about overcoming your own fears about delegation? So number one for Cameron. Thank you, Cameron. That's good. Was everybody else? All right. Number 3 for Nick. Number 3 for Aldwin. Okay, fantastic. Number 1 for Jacqueline. Say that right. Good, good, good. Number 3 for Wesley. Okay, we got pretty much all of it except number 4. So we don't have time for number 4. That is great. We can skip it. I love it. Good. So let's get straight into it. My favorite. This is my favorite. And this is my favorite because I was giving myself so much hard time because I thought there was something wrong with me. I thought I was not a good leader. I thought I was not very good with my team. I thought that I should not do that. And I realized that, yeah, probably I shouldn't do that because I might not be good at it, but it's okay not to be good at it. So Dee just put in here your business owner type. But before you get into that, please stay with me. Let's focus on this. Let's focus on understanding, all right, which one are you? There is 3 different type of business owners, I believe, my way, FM way. Tony Robbins explained this in his own way, and I just sort of make it mine. And so there's the first person, which is the creator. And the creator is a person that is very passionate and is got lots of ideas. And a lot of the time, the creator is actually the person that struggled to actually get the business started because they've got the shiny object syndrome. They're like, oh, let's do this. Oh, let's do that. And the day after, they've got another idea, another idea. And it's really hard to focus on one thing because we have 2,000 things, in our mind, and we just can't focus on one. We hate structure. And we're often late, like, you know, those type of people that are like a little bit scattered, a little bit everywhere. So if you're listening to this, you think, oh, I think I might be a creator. Just go in there. You're allowed to change it. It's okay. So I am definitely a creator, 1,000,000%. And I developed the other 2 parts as well of me in the 11 years that I've been in business. But definitely, naturally, I'm a creator. I naturally always used to be late. I've learned now how to be super organized. But naturally, it's not something that came easy to me. So creator definitely is who I am. How I know is because I can't stop ideas. And I actually get overwhelmed when I meet people that have a lot of ideas. I'm like, there's so much mess in here already. Don't give me more ideas. I don't need more ideas. I already have enough. I just need structure. I need someone to implement what I already have here, all this noise. So is anybody resonating with this? Say creator. If you're the creator, say creator in the chat. I would love to see. I mean, Nick is like, yep, I'm the creator. Okay, good. Then we have the business savvy. The business savvy is the person, excuse me, I'm just recovering from flu. And I talk too much, I get excited. My throat start to play up. Okay. So Vlad is a creator, Aldwin a creator, Nick a creator. Okay, good. Then we got the business savvy, which is the person that focuses on growth. They love spreadsheets. It's all about numbers. They've got the big vision, and you give them an idea and they bring out a spreadsheet. I've got a friend that is a perfect business savvy that he even has, we go camping together with my partner and his girlfriend, and he has got a spreadsheet for camping sites. It's like, what did you like to score this camping site? I'm like, holy guacamole, like you literally have a spreadsheet for everything. And it's good. Like in business, you need that person. You need a person that like the CFO, like, you know, the person that is like number driven, and you'll be like, all right, well, let's look at the bottom line. Let's look at numbers. And usually as creators, like, what numbers? I'm just passionate about this. What are you talking about? So it's like that. I have too many spreadsheets. Okay, Cameron, there we go. You are the business savvy. I love it. So you think way ahead, which is so needed in the business. By the way, you need a creator. You need a business savvy. You need everybody. What's a spreadsheet? Yes, right? That's exactly me. Like I was like, wait, what? But I've learned the part of it and I can do it. The only thing is that it drowns me. If I spend a day doing spreadsheets and numbers, I like it, but it drains me. Like I have to go to, after that, I need to go for a walk. Like don't ask me to speak and present after I've done a day of business savviness because I'm dead. I'm dead to the world, right? I did it, but I'm dead to the world. So You love structure, but you don't really want to do it though, Cameron. You like to delegate things as well. Like you're not a doer, you're more of a bigger vision person and you just like people to do it underneath you. Then, so nobody else is a spreadsheet. Oh, Roger as well. Okay, fabulous. Love it. Now we have the leader. And the leader is that person that can implement a structure. They don't have many ideas, but they've got like a system and they're direction centered. They are literally like so good at guiding other people to do things. They're good at talking to people. They're nurture. They don't like the risk. They're not risk takers at all. Like the business savvy. The business savvy is risk taker, but with like a grain of salt. Like they take risk, but the number needs to talk first. If the numbers don't work out, they don't take that risk. There's got to be calculated risk. The creator, you can, they're like anything. They're like, oh, that sounds good. I'll pay for it. Yeah, credit card. Let's go. Right. Creator is like, has no idea about money. Like in the core, I'm not saying that if you've been in business for years, you probably have developed all the other ones, right? But in your core, at the beginning of us, we are a little bit like that. And so the leader is like the manager. So what I'm saying is that we need every part of this. And so you either hire someone to fulfill that role, or you learn yourself to do that, but be aware and kind and gentle to yourself to know that, if you do that, you're going to drown. So that's very important for us to know. Azim, you're a leader, but good with ideas and take risks. Fantastic. So then, you have developed the other part of it because like you told me before, you've been in business for a long time. So you had to learn the other side, which is fantastic. But naturally, you're a leader. Beautiful, beautiful to know. I love it. This is very good. Thank you so much for sharing, everybody. Now that we know that, and you share with me which one you are, then you can go ahead and do the quiz that Dee has shared above. So go ahead and click on that so that you have it open on your computer for later. But also what you do with that is that once you know exactly who you are, you go in ChatGPT and you put your business personality in ChatGPT and say, I am a business savvy. And obviously take a screenshot of this and you might want to put this in ChatGPT and say like, based on this, and you can say that there is like a Tony Robbins version of it that sort of like similar, but I've made it my own with my own FM style, but it's quite similar. So you take this, you put in ChatGPT, and then you say to ChatGPT, okay, based on this, I'm a this personality, I would like to know what area of the business I need to focus on. And then I want to understand ask AI to help you figure out how your next hire should be to complement your style. So it's like, okay, I am this, then what should I do to hire the next person? And I love this other part of AI. So ask it to tell you, I'm the business savvy in the team, for example. What are the best ways that I can collaborate with a leader and a creator? Because what happens a lot of the time, if you have other team members in your business, you might clash. So when I hire my beautiful business manager, Lena, she is definitely leader, totally leader, love it. I'm totally creator. So she was like, wait, what's that one idea at a time? Like you're drowning me. Oh my God, because she's like an implementer and we couldn't understand each other. Then once I explained this to her, we were able to appreciate each other's strength and weakness and work together as a team rather than butt heads, right? And so you can ask ChatGPT how can help you if you have a team to go in that. So the first one is for solopreneur. The second AI tip is for people that already have a team and see how you can work on that. Fantastic. Everybody with me? I think I'm on good on time. Now we're starting on number 2. Number 2 is identify your delegation sweet spot. So the first thing that I want to share with you all is this. Imagine that you need to hire for a CEO role in your business. So you are going to step out of the CEO, you're going to hire a CEO. How much do you think is a wage of a CEO in Australia right now, in average? Tell me in the chat. Is 100,000, 200,000, 300,000? What is an average of a small business wage for a CEO? What would that be, more or less? Because all my business savvy people tell me a number. Okay, 100, 150. Okay, 175,000. Okay, it's between 100 and 300,000, I believe. Self-employed CEO, $10. That's what they actually declare, right? Not talking about what you declare to the tax man. I'm talking about what you should pay yourself on lawyers. Okay, so 250,000 if you are employed. Okay, so let's say 175,000 to just go in that. Needs to get nicks more zeros. Okay, so if you were to hire a CEO and pay them in your business, right, $175,000, which is what we talked about, the average. So that's about 14,500 a month, right? So that's what you are worth to the business, by the way. So imagine that you are interviewing for a CEO position in your business and you get all these people coming in and candidates and you're interviewing them. And one of them tell you, you know what? I'm your person. I'm the perfect CEO for your business. I can do everything. I can do Canva. I can do social media. I can do blogs. I can update your website. I can do newsletters. I can do admin. I can do bookkeeping as well. Like, you don't need anybody else. You hire me, 175,000 a year. I've got you. Tell me, you guys, would you hire or fire this person? Tell me in the chat. Would you hire someone like this or run for your life? Jenny, good to see you here. Fire. You're like, no, I'm not looking for the all-rounder. I was already the all-rounder for the rest of my life in this business. I can't do that. I can't afford for a CEO to do blogs, okay? I can't afford for a CEO to spend 2 hours on Canva. You're expensive to the business. You're $14,000 a month. That's like $500 a day. You're not spending an hour in Canva. No freaking way, right? So fire. So unfortunately, reality check is that we might need to look ourselves in the mirror and ask ourselves, am I behaving like a CEO of this business or am I behaving like an admin person? Because what are you doing if you are doing the task of an admin or customer service or marketing? You are robbing your business. It's 175,000 a year. And it's actually like, even if you don't pay yourself that, it's still the same because you deserve your business to have a CEO, because a CEO should be running the business. I love my calendar because I block out time to work on the business. Like the reason why we got to so quickly to 1.4 million in literally less than 2 years is because we were like, let's go. What we need to go. I was like out of the business and I'm like, structure, strategy, vision, numbers. Even if I'm not a business savvy, I've surrounded myself with people that can suggest to me, yes, you need to invest in this. No, that's a shiny object. So I just go ahead and focus all my energy on being the CEO. So if we talk about CEO, this is what a CEO should do. Things done once and never again. By the way, sales and conversions, I'm delegating that too because I'm not needed in that area anymore. My team is converting people. So setting team and business KPIs, content creation. If you are like me that record content and still do that, I'm still the face of the business, but all I do is record and then I'm out of here. My team does the rest. I don't even see it. I don't even approve them. I don't have time for that because I am the business strategist. I need to go and spend time on strategy, not on approving content. I need to hire competent people that can do their own content and they can do it properly to get leads. Project and task approval. If I need to approve something, that's when it will go in there. Project management, make sure that the team is doing the project all the ideas that I have that get implemented. Product development, wrote a book. I didn't write a book. I just spoke it out and my team has done the rest. Collaborations, one-to-one sessions, coaching and mentoring, if that's what you do in your business, delivering content, but coaching and mentoring your team as well, right? Leading and managing stuff, and only things that we need to do once. So I'm going to share with you what a VA should be doing, which is inbox, all the doing, like all the everyday task, content creation, lead generation, social media, admin, customer service, promotion, website updates, and so on. So pretty much all the repetitive tasks. So now ask yourself, which one is you? Are you behaving like, what is the percentage of your week spent in the right column, in the VA column? What is the percentage of your week spent on the CEO column? So go and tell me in the chat, CEO 10%, VA 90%. Knowing that there's 100%, which one is you in each? CEO 30%, VA 70%. You're definitely doing one or the other, right? So I'm very curious to know where you guys are at. This will give you a little bit of a reality check of going, holy guacamole. This is why the business is not where I want it to be. This is why maybe I didn't reach the goals in the last financial year. 50-50, all doing fantastic. Good to know. So 50-50 is not bad, but still the 50-50 that you're doing on the right side is like, how can you hire to really let go of that? And if you let go of that and you start to spend even like 80% of your time in CEO, you will see the business growing exponentially. 70-30, I love it. The business savvy, right? It's like, I know what I'm doing, man. It's good. And Cameron used to hire someone to let go of the 30%, or is this already with the new version, with the new person coming on board? Very good to know. So I would like you guys to give a little gift. You can download 100 tasks that you can delegate to a VA. This will help you and support you to really go through this list and be like, oh, I didn't realize that also this task can be delegated. Oh, this too. Oh, that too. So this is a gift that you guys can get and download it there, scan it. Amazing. Okay, I'm going to move on. If I'm too fast and you missed it, just say 100 tasks in here. Oh, thank you, Dee. Dee just put it in there for you so I can move on and you guys can just click on that. Okay, so what happened is that how most business owners spend their time is usually 10% they're doing things in the to-do list and 90% they are reacting to the business. So part of your 50-50 or 70-30, you should also think about how much time you are reacting to the business, right? So split down in 3. So it will be like CEO task 50%, or like 40%, reacting 10%, right? What is the thing? So have a look at yours. But most people are spending 90% of the time reacting. And how I know it? Because I used to be this. I used to be like, oh, it needs to do this. Oh, an email come in. Oh, someone called me. Oh, like it would hit me in the head all day, every day. And the to-do list will be longer and longer and longer and longer and longer. And I will never get to it. So I have created a time management course to help people to ditch the list and start to follow the calendar and make the calendar the boss. And this course is literally $47, but I created to literally save people time and buy time back, because time is the most important asset that we have. And we cannot buy any other time. There's only 24 hours in a day, and we need to sleep about, some people say 5, I need 8. So everybody's different, but very important that we do have our sleep. So then it's like, what do? The only way for you to buy back time is to be able to manage your time better. So if you're curious about this, just say the word time management, and Dee can send you the link to the course. And for everybody that is here tonight, for Nick audience, it's only $47, which is crazy. Crazy. We spend more money in doing our nails or going to the golf. Nick, talk about your nails, right? All right. So if you think about your goals, and this is where we're going a little bit on business savvy of the situation, right? Have you achieved your goals last financial year, right? We are in August. Let's talk about financial year 2024. Have you achieved it? Have you not achieved it? And the reason is why most people don't achieve the goals, unfortunately. And so what is the reason? 1, you were juggling too many things. 2, you were overwhelmed and you couldn't keep up with the reaction of the business. 3, you were exhausted and burnt out. 4, you were disorganized. 5, you were reacting to the business most of the time. And 6, you tried to hire people in the past, didn't work out. So you just keep doing everything on your own. Which one is yours? 7, all the above. Cameron, pick one. I understand that it's all above. I understand that. But let's have a look. If you really, really go deep, it's like, what is the core one of all of this? Is it that you were reacting to the business, or is it that you were juggling too many things? And I know that people say both, but I like usually to find the why. Why was I disappointed from the past? It's because I didn't have systems, or right, number 2, you got it. Overwhelmed and couldn't keep up. So then that why the business suffer. And so one of my mentors told me the biggest thing that I could ever learn, which is very simple, but he said to me, Francesca, what does the business need? And I was like, I need to do this, and I need to do that. And I had all these things coming at me. I'm like, I can't stop. Like, a business need me to react. He's like, And the business need you to stop, for people in, train them, and go with that. If in this meantime you drop some balls, some problems happen, it's all good. You're not gonna ruin. No, my reputation, I can't do that. It's like, it's okay. It's part of the journey. You'll be fine. So it was huge, because now it's one of our phrases that we use to all the team as well. And when they ask questions or they say things, it's like, what does the business need? What does the business need? That's the only thing that matters. It doesn't matter what I want as a CEO. Doesn't matter what the business manager wants. Doesn't matter what the team wants. Is what the business need. We all need to work on that. And if we all work toward that, and then our goals are aligned, as a team, we'll make it happen. Okay, AI tip. So ask AI what repetitive task you can automate. So write down all the tasks that you're doing. So you get 100 tasks. Out of that, highlight all the things that you're doing, then put it on ChatGPT, and then tell it, out of all these tasks that I'm doing every day, which one I could automate, and then go to Nick, and he will help you do that. And which one could I delegate? And then you come to me, we'll get your VA to do that. And ask it to help you to create a meeting agenda template that you can use for your offshore team. And what I think that you guys should do after this, take a screenshot of this, because it's an activity that I teach all my clients. So list all your tasks that you're doing, then ask ChatGPT to sort them out into categories. And then what are the things that you need to keep, delegate, and automate? And then you highlight them, and then you find solutions. But you have to have a goal of like, I'm going to do this and next week, and I'm going to delegate everything by 1st of September. Done. Like, you need to have a goal, and you need to be like a dog with the ball, right? It's like, doesn't give up. It's like, keep bringing me back the ball. I'm like, I'm done playing with that ball, and it just keeps going. So this is important that we need to do that. Okay, I'm gonna have a mini pause. If we're halfway through, I would like to, you guys tell me in the chat, how is it going? You find this valuable, save value. If you want to know something else and want me to go towards a different direction, happy to do that. Tell me in the chat. This is your opportunity to sort of guide me if somehow I left. Am I back? Can you guys hear me? Okay, I got kicked out for a second while I do that.
You are back. We let you back in.
Thank you. Okay, so value. Okay, so we are on the right track. Everybody's with me. I would like to see what slide which compares the business have a creator and leader. You want me to go back to that slide? Sure, I can do that. Do you want it to go? Is it this one? Wait, am I sharing the right?
Yes, that's the right one.
Yeah. But am I sharing, Nick, am I sharing my one or? Yeah, the correct one. Okay.
No, that's the right one. Yep.
Yeah. I just want to make sure that I'm not sharing the one with the notes. Okay. So all good. Let's go back to our number 3, which is sustainable delegation system. So this is where people tell me, Francesca, I don't have time to delegate. And I love it because someone said to me the other day, if someone doesn't have time to delegate, they don't have time to have a business. And they don't have time to have more clients. I was like, wow, that is a good one. So if you don't have time for your team, you don't have time for clients. For some reason, we always find time for clients. So I had a funny story that someone said to me, Francesca, I train and treat my team like I treat my family. And I said, I hope that you don't. Because most of the time, when we get angry, we are the rudest to our family. We are the most snappy with our family. So I said, don't treat your team as your family. Treat them as your team, your sport team, so that we are one. We're not a family. Because when we're a family, there usually is a lot of dysfunctional families out there. So I don't want to treat my team as a family. I want to treat them as a team. And I want to make sure that we all work together towards that. So we're going to go through how can we use delegation to really help the business growing and give freedom to everybody. So I already asked you this question before about the CEO. So let me go through the actual thing. So we will need to set up clear expectation and goals to everybody in the team. So one of the things that I've learned this year that blew my mind is that there was one of our team members that I was not sure about. I couldn't work with this person very well. We were not understanding each other, and it was a disaster. And then one of my team took this person and said, no, I see potential. Let me help them to put a whole structure in place and really get them clear on what they need to do. And I'm like, they're clear already. It's done. The strategy is there. Everybody knows what they need to do. That's me assuming, right? Because I'm a creator. I'm like, how did he explain it? It's done. And after we put systems in place, this person thrived. And I was like, that's not the same person. I can't believe this. And I literally am still shocked about the performance of this person. And it went from someone being not proactive at all to now like think managerial stuff. And it's like, how, what happened? And literally that's all by putting expectation, clear goals, and tell them exactly what they need to do when they need to do it. And that will give them enough structure and clarity that then they can actually focus on high level thinking. And I'm still blown away by that. So we need to give tools, we need to give strategy, we need to give support to our team to be able for them to actually step up into the, because we say that, right? If I had $1 for all the people that come to me and say, Francesca, I want a VA that is proactive. It's like VAs can be proactive if we give them enough tools and systems and procedures for them to understand exactly their roles, the expectation, and what's the ownership. This is yours. You're in charge of this. Anything that happens around this is your responsibility. If they know that, they are going to thrive and they're going to be able to help you. So how do we do that? Well, first we need to learn how to let go. And that's quite difficult, but we need to learn how to let go. We need to really help them and support them in the strategy and in the guidance of what they need to do and be there for them to help them support them and give them feedback. Feedback is usually given on Zoom. I prefer that. Some people like it to do it on Loom, so they record a video and send it to the VA. I prefer to do it on Zoom because we get to talk about the thing and do it together and tweak it together so they can actually learn how my brain thinks. We all need to be clear on results, so everybody needs to know why they need to do that. We had a VA the other day that reached out to us and said, listen, I've got assigned to a client and I'm meant to do all the admin, and nobody still explained to me why this spreadsheet needs to fill out every day. And I don't know how to prioritize myself and my time, and I cannot execute my time efficiency because I don't understand what needs to be prioritized. And I was like, wow, you're good. You're a good VA. I'm like, okay. So we went to the client and we explained this, and the client gave them a better understanding of the scope of that task. Boom, the VA now can thrive and do all the things. So fascinating what happens when people get clarity. So we need to also give them credit when the work is accomplished, make them feel successful. Like in our business, we do a lottery every month that we give praises to people that have done all the things correctly, and we give them prizes. And, you know, we have a fun moment once a month to celebrate, because sometimes we forget that, especially as business owners. We're like, oh, you done it? Okay, good. What's the next thing? What are you doing next? Done. Let's go. So very important to stop and slow down on that. So the other thing that I wanted to then share with you guys is how are we going to do that? So I think I'm missing a slide in here, so I'm going to just tell you. So what we're going to do is that when you hire a virtual assistant, and Cameron, you're going to love this part, is that you're not expected to have all your procedures ready. Don't do that, because actually it is counterproductive. What you want to do is that you want, let's say that you are a migration agent and you get a VA. And so I will say you want to start to let go of some of the tasks and give it to your VA to handle some of the cases of the visas that you have to do. And so you get a VA on board and you explain your business, right? As soon as you start, you explain what's a priority, what's important, what's, you know, when they have to talk to clients. You show them some of the templates that you have, but then a new client arrives. You're like, okay, great. From the beginning or end, we're going to do it together. So new client arrive and I share my screen on Zoom and I do the work by showing my VA first thing, second thing, third thing. The VA will record all of that process. If it takes days, we'll do it together for days on Zoom. And then they will create a procedure from that process. So now the VAs are owning that process because they were there when you show them. They did the procedure. Now they understand the beginning to the end of that task. Then when we have a second client and we need to do the task number 1, we go back on Zoom and now the VA does it and you watch them and you can guide them and you can say, yeah, this is working. No, that's not working. I don't believe in putting this on ChatGPT and create a thing and then shove it and give it to your VA. Be like, okay, this is a procedure, do it, because people they learn by doing. And we need to do it with them for a little bit until you go, wow, you done it even better than me. Love it. This task is yours now. So do it together until they get what's missing in there. Any questions? Anything so far? Excuse me. All good. I lost the chat. I don't know what happened to my chat. Let's have a look. No, it's not here. It's not there. Here. No. Maybe I stopped the screen share and here we go. Okay. Francesca, how have you managed challenges in communication? In the past, fired people because I had no idea how to do it. So I'll be like, oh, this is not working. Bye. And unfortunately, because now we're a lot more understanding of probably it's me, right? A lot of the time it's me. So when there is communication, it's usually 50-50, and most likely comes from a lack of clarity from management. So we have communications with the VA, but also we need to look at flags, right? So if it's a communication issue in the point that the VA, okay, let me take a step back. When they first join, I have a conversation with them saying, what's okay, what's not okay. We have a company rules. Actually, this is in my book. We have a company rules that we share with the VAs. It's like, these are the rules of the business. This is our Bible. You have to make sure that we follow that. Then once they understand our company rules, part of the rules is we don't lie. I would rather that you always put your hand up if you make a mistake. You will never be in trouble in business for making any type of mistake, big or small, doesn't matter. But if you lie, you're out. And that is a rule that we always have done from the beginning, because there is a bit of a culture sometimes in different countries that to cover up the mistakes, they just lie. And it's part of the culture. And it's very important for us to teach them that that's not okay in our business. And it's been a game changer. When you tell them that from the beginning, from day dot, and they know that, and you make sure that you follow through on that. Like literally last week, we fired someone because they lied. And it's very important because other people see it and they're like, oh, it's true. Like we fire people around here if they're not honest. No matter how good they are, they get fired if they lie. And that's because it's important for us to have that relationship and that trust in between us. So Jenny, I'm more than happy to finish this part. And then if you want to jump in and tell me exactly what type of communication issue you encounter, I'm happy to tell you how I would have handled it as well. You are very welcome. Okay, so overcoming delegation challenges. So what are your most common fears and challenges that stop you from delegating? So we can have a quick conversation in here. If you guys want to unmute and chat with me, what is the biggest thing that is stopping you? Like when you think about delegating, you're like, I don't know because of this. I don't know because of that. Who would like to share? Yes, Azim.
So I'd just like to share something that I get experience of when I'm talking to my clients about delegating something. And it's actually an odd one, and nobody has to put their hands up. But a common thing I've heard is, I'm afraid I'm doing it wrong. So if I delegate it, somebody else is going to realize I'm doing it wrong.
Aha, I love that one because I had that one. So I remember one of the first time I had like a second or third VA, I felt like they're going to see all the back end of my business. And I was ashamed. I was like, I think that from the outside, people think that I'm like disorganized person and and then they come into the business and like, we haven't updated this for 2 years. I haven't opened it. So I love that. So there is shame with that. But what I love about business is that the more I go out to business networking events and I'm very open to talk to people, I realize that everybody's like that. So I focus on tell them the truth and be very transparent when they start with me. And I say, listen, we're not perfect around here. I am not looking for perfection from you either, but this is why you're here. You're here to fix all these things that are not working at the moment. So we're going to show you exactly how things are, and things that are not working, you're going to be in charge of fixing them. So it gives them that empowerment of going, we're not perfect around here. And I actually, I want a culture in my business where my team know that when I make a mistake, I'm the first one to say, my bad. I understood that. I thought that, oh yes, I did tell you that the other day. And then I tell you the opposite the other day. So I'm so sorry. That was me. That's on me. Right. So for me, it's very important to have that relationship where we can be honest. And I want to show them that I'm honest from the beginning. So then that helps me and helps them to understand there's no perfectionist here, nowhere. And we work together on making this better. And this is why you're here. And you give them that power. I'll be like, oh, okay, I'm needed here. I'm got a purpose here. Did that help, Azim? Yeah. Yeah, fabulous. Okay. Then I will have to spend more time reviewing, correcting the work that I will have saved time for having them to do it. Vlad, this is such an important one. A lot of us say that. It's faster if I just do it. And it probably is true today. And it might be true tomorrow. And it might be true even in 3-4 weeks. But if you never delegate, you're never going to be able to scale the business. So if you think about right now, I have 75 clients, 64 VAs, 14 team members in my team. How could I do it all? Like, I would definitely have a lot of 1-star reviews because I cannot possibly manage that many clients. So there is either this or that. You either choose to stay small so that you can handle everything and you don't have to hire people, or accept that you will have to learn how to manage and train and lead the team and teach them. And if they're the right people, they're going to learn quite fast and they're going to take things off your shoulder very fast. But you have to hire properly. And this is the hardest thing, is to hire. People don't know how to hire. We're not very skilled on that a lot of the time. And we need to learn how to choose the right person that's going to actually take things off our shoulders and give us time back rather than the other way around. If you can't explain what you do as a process, you don't know what you're doing. Yes, exactly right. Okay, so we want to make sure that we are aware of that. Nick, how much time have I got left? Not much, right? We're nearly there. 10 minutes. Oh, amazing. How do you make sure the VA is working efficiently rather than taking the time to do the task? Look, this is very, very good one. I don't care what time my team work. I'm actually not a big fan of hourly rates. I actually am more a big fan of project. So I have a project, I have due dates, and I have check-in in between. So as long as they've done their work, I don't really care what they do. And as you start, and this is why people come to us in an agency, because we know how much time it takes to do things. So we have supervisors checking on our VAs to make sure that they know exactly what the VA should be doing, and we check for our clients. But if you're going directly, then it's a matter for you to, hopefully you have done this task before, so you know how much time it takes you. You add maybe a couple of hours for someone new to do it, but that's it. That's as simple as that. So you need to make sure that you look at results rather than a time. So if my VA needs to go and pick up the daughter from school, I'm not going to be like, oh no, like you are on your time shift. I don't care. It's fine as long as the tasks are done. If they drop the ball and I keep seeing that, then it's obviously a flag. And a second time, third time they do that, then we have to make a call and let them know that they're not the right fit for the business. But I mean, it's part of the life, right? To hire people that are the right people. And through that, you learn. This is where sometimes people tell us, like, how can you guarantee that you find out the right person? I'm like, I can't guarantee that. But what I can guarantee you that together we're going to navigate until we find the right person. So it's very important to, obviously, 92% of the time we get it right, but sometimes we don't, because we deal with people and you cannot control what people do, what happened in their private lives and all of that. So all you can do is that you need to hire slow and fire fast. So if you see flags, just let them go and don't hold on to them, because it's just not going to help you. My question is working arrangement for the VA. Can it be on a casual basis or is it better full-time? Sandy, very good question. I used to have, so I have two packages in our agency. We have 20 hours a week, which is 4 hours a day for 5 days. And we have full-time, which is 8 hours a day for 5 days. And we used to have a 10-hour package for startups. So it was 2 hours a day. And guess what? The VAs were getting burned out because the clients were expecting a 20 hours week in a 10-hour week. And the results were not there because 10 hours a week is not enough to breathe, to get things done, to really get focused on something. So we removed that package. So the other day I was chatting to someone and they were like, I've got a VA for years and she's not very productive. And the VA was casual. And I'm like, yeah, but a casual person can only do a McDonald's job that is like, you go there and everything is on the wall and they know exactly what to do. And then they cannot forget because it's right there. Put the bun on the hamburger on the bun, right? It's like, put the cheese on top. Like, that is a place that you can have casual people. But in a business, especially a small business, that things happen every day, I actually not even a big fan of part-time, because part-time, sometimes you come into a business and you try to catch up on what happened yesterday afternoon, you already spend an hour now to try to read all the messages, all the emails, all the things, and now you are catching up. You're playing catch up rather than staying on top of things. So I'm a big fan of full-time. If the business and the cash flow permits, I will prefer to go full-time. I'll prefer to get a loan to get someone full-time if the business is already generating money, right? If you are in a point that the business is generating money and you know that you're losing money by doing the task that someone else could do, then definitely get someone full-time. But it all depends on your cash flow at the end of the day as well. Okay, so you're welcome. So trust issues is the biggest challenge, right? We have fear of losing control, but I actually believe that we gain freedom by delegating. So we just have to have a look at that fear. And micromanaging, it doesn't help. Like, we have VAs sometimes that want to quit because this client is micromanaging me. It's just a nightmare. I cannot do my work. And so we had to intervene and be like, client, you just can't. You need to just like give them a strategy, show them what you want, and then let them go and let them make a mistake. Like, what's the worst thing that can happen, right? So building trust with your VA and with your team. We had a business not long ago, probably a couple of years ago. They wanted to buy with us and they want to be part of what we do, but they were a planned business and they didn't go ahead because they were afraid of security. And it's like, we have financial advisors, we have accountants, we have lawyers that have let go of the fear of security and have jumped into this, knowing that Amex has people in the Philippines working on people's bank like this. Everybody is delegating and outsourcing. So we need to get over our own fears and do that. So we need to understand that if you don't have trust, if you don't just go for it, it's never going to happen. You're always going to be stuck. So knowing how to delegate will reduce burnout eventually, and you'll be able to have your life back. So I really hope that this was valuable for everybody. I'm happy to stay and take questions if you have any. And Nick, thank you so much for having me. It's always fun to be part of the Business Smashing It Online. I love it, and I'm so proud of what you guys have created here. So thank you.
Fabulous. Excellent. Thank you, Francesca. So actually, just a out of interest here, who has got a VA already? Just put up your hand if you've got a VA. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So yeah, 4 of us. Okay. And who would sort of see the value in getting a VA at some point? Well, maybe not tonight, but maybe at some point. Yeah. Okay. Yes. Perfect. And I have to say that how long have you had your VAs for? Your Francesca. Me? Yeah.
Oh, so the first VA I hired was in 2015. So 10 years that I've been hiring VAs. The VAs as longest with me now is over 8 years, nearly 9. And yeah, it's growing quite fast, but it's just been one of my VAs used to say, I'm your longest relationship. So I was like, yeah, that's true. Don't tell anybody, but yeah. So yeah, so I have been delegating for a long time because I acknowledge my weaknesses. I know that I am not very good at being consistent. I'm not very good at, doing all the back end stuff. And I just needed someone to help me with all of that.
Excellent. Aldwin, we have a hand up.
Yes, thank you so much. I really enjoyed that, Francesca. And
Good.
I got one of my first VAs through you back in the day, and she was with me actually for 4 years, and then
wow.
she moved from the Philippines to England.
Wow.
Then and now I've got my current VA. I've had her for 2 years, but I actually had 5 at one point, and I found out one of them was doing 3 other full-time jobs while she was working with me, which I didn't realize till later. So so hence why I've gone from 5 down to 1. But I do want to grow the team again. And the one that I've got is doing 10 hours a week, 10 hours a day, which is like 50 hours a week, which is quite a lot. But that's what she wanted that. So your thoughts around someone doing 50 hours a week. And another question around, what do you look for when you hire someone? And then also around how you track them. Like, do you use something like Time Doctor or?
Yes.
Yeah.
So 10 hours a day. So I'm not a fan of that because I believe that the more time people have, the more time they will take to do something. So I'm actually a big fan of shortening the week of people as much as possible. So I want to get to the point of the business that we can go like, okay, if you finish all your stuff early, you can have Friday afternoon off. If you finish all the things done for today, you can finish at 4 o'clock. It doesn't matter. So obviously it depends. They're not going to be client facing roles. Like if they're waiting for an email or something like that, they cannot do that all the time. Like we need to have a backup. But it's important to understand it's not about the hours, it's about the outcome. What do they do? How did that work? So for me, it's better to have shorter and more intense, like, do 7.5 hours a day and smash it. In the 7.5 hours, you're productive and you do all of that. Then if every now and again they want an extra hours and we are under an event and we need to do extra, it's fine. But I'm not a big fan of doing extra time all the time because it's just not sustainable for their life and health and family and all of that. Yeah,
I got it. She specifically asked for that. I think she wanted more money in the week, as why she.
Yeah. So I would say let's put the responsibility higher. So say like if you bring me this many clients, you get the same amount of money, but you still work 8 hours. So give them some sort of like numbers to look forward to, KPI that will bring you business. And that way they can still get the same money with bonuses, but they don't need to work that many hours.
Okay, beautiful. Thank you. And then when you hire people, what sort of things are you looking for? Do you do, personality tests or?
Yes.
Yeah.
We do the DISC personality test to all our virtual assistants. But the biggest, we hire still based on attitude and combined with skills. So for example, today we had a bookkeeper client that was looking for an experienced bookkeeping VA, and we had a VA that's applied with us. She's got the most amazing attitude, perfect in personality for that role as well. And then also she had 13 years experience in bookkeeping. So we look for people that have experience as well now on top of the right attitude. So when you match the attitude, the personality and the experience, then it's a match in heaven. So it's quite good. So we also do a personality test for the clients. So we match to see if they can work well together. So I don't work very well with CS in the DISC profiling. So people that are too detailed, they drown with me. They cannot follow me. I cannot follow them. We don't understand each other. I need a translator in between me and them because it just doesn't work.
Yeah, got it. Thank you. And the last question was around, do you time track them? And how do you work with different devices? Like my VA does social media on a phone. She's using a laptop or iPad. How do you work with that?
So we have an IT guy that goes and checks the devices and make sure they puts antiviruses so that there is no risk to the company. Then we use 1Password, so they cannot save anything for any of the devices, but they have to always use 1Password to upload. Sometimes a bit of a pain, especially for social media, because I have to approve them at the beginning of his shift and stuff like that. But now I've got my EA that does that for our social media team. but we track them on Deputy. So we have Deputy that does all the tracking for our virtual assistants, but also we want to build things on trust. So we know from results, from what the client is expecting, if the VA is working or not. We also do some check throughout the day. So we use Slack to communicate. So if they don't reply to Slack, we know that they're not working. So sort of like we have some sort of strategies to say, is this VA actually there? Or I've heard crazy stories of VAs using Time Doctor and having a fan attached to the mouse. So the mouse was moving. I mean, you gotta give it for like creativity, right? But obviously that VA wouldn't get results. So in that case, it's like you can see from the results and you can see from what they do. What is funny that sometimes when VAs got more time on like you free up some of the time or is not as busy, they actually get lazier than when it's busy. So I like to keep them busy. I like to give them project on top of project on top of project because they will thrive and they will feel useful and they will actually work really well, more productive.
Yeah, beautiful. And I'd agree with that. The girl I had that was doing multiple jobs, she was just, dropping the ball everywhere, asking the same questions again and again, making lots of mistakes. So yeah, you soon find out the ones that are doing the work. Yeah, awesome. Thank you, Francesca.
Thank you, Alden. Good to see you again.
You too.
Thank you so much. Thank you. We had Paul with the hand up. Nick,
Who had their hand up?
Paul,
There we are. I did. Yeah, thank you.
There we are.
Yeah, you muted me before there, but thanks anyway, Nick. Hi, no, not you, Francesca. Anyway, look, a question for both of you, perhaps. Francesca, thanks so much, by the way. I've had a VA for 8 years, the same person, a bit similar to yourself, and she does a really good job for me out of the Philippines. And I'm keen to grow my LinkedIn connections. I've got about 8,000, and I found a way of growing pretty rapidly. The dilemma I've got is my VA, once somebody's connected to me on LinkedIn, she puts them into my CRM, which is Zoho. And at the moment, I'm sending out around about just under 100 invites a week. I'm getting about 80% acceptance rate, which I know is unusually high. And my dilemma is that my VA is struggling to keep up, to take those, say if I send out 100, she puts in 80 acceptances into Zoho. That's taking her a large amount of time, which leaves her very little time to do anything else. And my question is, both for Francesca and Nick, is there any way I can automatically upload, once I'm connected to somebody on LinkedIn, into my CRM without breaching LinkedIn's protocols?
Nick, this is your expertise.
And Nick, it's a bit of a loaded question, Nick. I've asked other people, including our mutual friend Kylie Chow, about this, and she has persuaded me not to do it because LinkedIn will see it as being a form of scraping, and they don't allow that. So, but if there's a way of doing this legitimately, I'd be really keen to hear it.
Well, that tool that I mentioned earlier on called Closely, one of the things I looked at when I was looking at the tool was their compliance with LinkedIn policies and terms and conditions in terms of scraping, and they've been very diligent about ensuring that they meet the terms and conditions of LinkedIn. And the reason for that has been that if they don't, then they're not going to have a client base very long, because they're going to have clients that just keep churning through because they it's breaching LinkedIn's policies. So yes, there are tools out there. Yes, LinkedIn has rules, but if you play to the rules of the right tools, then you can automate the process. And the key thing with LinkedIn is not doing things in bulk. So, scraping in bulk. But like, for instance, that tool that I mentioned Closely, it's got a Chrome extension as well too. So with a well, they've got a button on it as well. So when you're on a contact that you want to keep their details, you can just click the button and it will download they're, just that one client's details. But if you try and do 100, then that there is in breach of LinkedIn's rules.
Can I just clarify that? So do you download them one by one? Is that what you're saying?
Yes, or if I'm using a tool like Closely, it will automate that process, but it will do it one by one.
One by
as well.
one, right. And
Yeah.
are you actually using this yourself, Nick?
Yes, I have been using it. So I've been using it this week to trial it and see what it's like. And the reason why I'm using it is it integrates into the iConnection Go high level CRM. And they rate limit everything. So, they might make it automates the connection. So it might make one connection. I think it does about 5 a day or 6 a day or something like that. You can change the limits, but they've got the upper limit that you can't exceed. But yes, I'm using that at the moment. Yeah.
Okay. Look, thanks. Thank you.
I
both.
can let you know how that goes. Once I finish the trial on it as well too, to see whether it might be useful.
All right. Thank you both. Thanks. That's excellent.
Thank you, Paul.
Excellent. And on that note, I think we've come to time. Unfortunately, it's been a really good session and awesome to have you back on again too, Francesca.
Thank you for having me. It was so much fun.
Now, don't disappear yet, because we do have our door prize for tonight as well too. So we're about to draw that. So tell us, what is the door prize for tonight?
Well, once a year we do a conference in Brisbane, and it's called the Level Up Conference. This year we had last financial year, I should say, in May we had Nick there as well, and it was quite a good conference. We had 85 people in the room. It was fantastic. This year we're aiming for 120 people in the room, and tickets are already getting sold because my team did a really good job in making it formal for everybody else. So someone here will win a free ticket to our Level Up Conference 2026.
And it wasn't quite good. It was exceptionally good. So it was a very, very good conference. So lots of connections and people there that, and the information, from the speakers on stage. So yeah, well worth attending. All right. So there is a free ticket up for grabs. We have our wheel of names to go and draw it. So don't disappear yet. Don't top up the wine until you've known that you've won. All right. Let's give the wheel a spin. Everybody's name is in there, and
winner.
It will only go to someone that's in the room. I think last time we had four tries before we got to the winner.
Okay, Cameron is here.
What's the dates for it?
Oh no, we need the dates. I don't have the dates. I need to ask my team.
Oh, what is the dates?
It's
May
14 and 15 of May.
Thank you.
2026.
Redraw that one. I'll be in the UK.
No.
Oh, that's a shame. All right, sounds good. Oh, it sounds like you're going to have fun over there anyway.
Yes.
Yep.
All right. We're gonna.
All right.
Do you want to gift it to someone that you know, Cameron, or you want us to redraw?
Or redraw. People in the room. Like the trust the people in the room. So let's redraw it.
All right.
All right. Let's bring up that wheel of names again, and we'll go for our second spin.
Winner.
There we go.
Winner.
Round it goes.
Aldwin. No. Aldwin.
Oren. Fabulous.
I don't think I've ever won a wheel of. Oh no, I won one wheel of names yonks ago. So that is so cool. Thank you so much.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Thank you.
Well, if you've only won one, and that would have been a long time ago, so it was definitely about your time, wasn't it? Yes, fabulous. Well, I'll be seeing you there, Aldrin, because I'll be there as well too.
Great. Yeah, it looked like a lot of fun. I saw all the socials. It looked amazing.
Yeah.
So, yeah, love to attend. Thank you.
Nice. Thank you, Aldwin. Congratulations.
Fabulous. All right. Well, let's give a big round of applause to Francesca. Thank you for coming and sharing with us tonight. And if you do want to get in touch with Francesca, those links are in chat. So probably now is a really good time to save the chat by clicking the 3 little dots on the top right-hand side. And when you do that, there is a link that appears, which is, if you click on it, it means you don't have to go and search for it in the computer. All right, so the other thing too, this will be up on the YouTube on the Smash Go YouTube channel tomorrow. So if you know someone else that happens to mention VAs, be talking about VAs, or you want to watch it again, send them across to the Smash Go YouTube channel. The link for that is in the chat as well. If you're not a subscriber to that, just click it, click the subscribe button and click the little bell beside the subscribe button. Then you'll get a notification as soon as it's uploaded. All right, well, that is our session for this week. Look forward to seeing you all again next week at the same time, same place, and with a new speaker and different topic. All right, thanks, Francesca. Thanks, everyone. Have a great night.
Thank you so much for having me. See you, everybody.
Thank you for tuning in and listening to the Business Owners Smashing It Online podcast. You can also find me on social media and online. Just search for Business Owners Smashing It Online and Nick Cree, spelled Nikcree, all one word. If you like this and want to hear more, subscribe now. Until next time, don't be a slave to your business. Get your business working for you.